And 4 New Corner's Malcolm Johnson live in Cape Coral right now at the intersection of Chiquita and Trafalgar, where drivers are dealing with some headaches and have been throughout the day. Malcolm?
Good evening, Patrick. We're at the intersection of Chiquita Boulevard and Trafalgar Parkway. This was actually one of the worst intersections hit throughout Cape Coral. The rain had been falling all throughout the day. We've seen some of this unseasonably heavy rainfall that we've gotten so far this month of January. If you take a look over here, you see these cones. This is one of the many indicators throughout the city of how bad things were. The city's Public Works Department put these up in this intersection and other intersections throughout the area. Take a look at just how bad things were in Cape Coral throughout the day. Speeding cars causing huge splashes. These drivers weren't slowed down by several inches of water. Chiquita and Trafalgar Parkway is one of several intersections with inches of sitting water after another day of unseasonably heavy rain.
We're used to 1 inch of rain in January or maybe a couple inches through the whole season, and now we've got a summer's worth in a month.
Enough rain for Cape Coral Public Works crews to get in their pickup trucks and drop cones on the streets hit the worst. Trudging through the puddles wasn't fun for walkers and caused cautious drivers to be more aware.
Look at all the cars, drive slowly. Puddles of water, stay away from them.
Earlier in the day, Cape Coral Police volunteer units blocked drivers from using this submerged outside lane of Chiquita Boulevard near Southwest 38th Street. These cones marked off stretches of the lane drivers couldn't use due to all the sitting water. Some drivers are ready for all the recent wet weather to go.
With the tornadoes and everything, it's just crazy. You know, I see the blizzards up north. I'd almost rather be dealing with that.
While others can't get enough.
Are you over it?
No, I love it.
Last check, they were talking about taking that eagle to the wildlife clinic.
But I take this over snow any day.
And we'll keep you posted on the bird's condition.
All right, guys, here's the deal. These big orange cones, these are your friends. If you want to see more of these throughout the intersections that you think are troubled, give the Cape Coral Police Department a call. What they'll do is contact the Public Works Department and put cones like these and other signs up in the area where they think drivers should not be driving. For now, reporting in Cape Coral, I'm Malcolm Johnson, Fox 4, in your corner.
Happening tonight, Matthew Marshall now charged in the murder of his own father. Rick Marshall's dismembered body was found months ago in the woods and in a canal near his condo in Cape Coral. Matthew Marshall's been in custody for weeks. He's seen here in court, but only held on a lesser fraud charge for using his dad's credit card until now. Investigators now say they have enough evidence to charge him with the killing. But when asked about a possible motive, they didn't have much to say.
I cannot give you that answer. I do not know the why behind this. I only know the how.
Investigators did check Matthew Marshall's library records at one point to see if he might have researched how to dismember and hide body parts. He is due back in court tomorrow. And tonight, 4 in your corner, hearing from friends of his dad, Rick Marshall, who knew him as a buddy at a neighborhood watering hole in Cape Coral. 4 in your corner's Adam Pinsker live there right now, where some say they're not surprised to hear Rick's son is now charged with the murder. Adam?
Patrick, I am at Tubby's off the Cape Coral Parkway in downtown Cape Coral. It is the last place Rick Marshall was seen alive back in February, and the regulars here loved him. Some of his closest friends believed all along that his son Matthew had a hand in Rick's death, and many of them are just disturbed at the fact that his son was capable of killing his father in that manner.
You met him, you liked him. That's it, you're friends. Now, he's gone. And that's a big part of our hearts.
Some of Rick Marshall's extended family hang out at Tubby's, including Joe Lentini. News of charges against Marshall's killer reopened old wounds 2 months after regulars here threw a celebration of life for him.
It's bringing back the bad. It's like starting over again. You know, we're going to be thinking about this all night. I will.
Lentini says the mood is usually light at Tubby's, especially on Tuesdays when Rick would usually come around. The last time he was here, he brought everybody around.
He was one of a kind. If you didn't know him and you came in here and you met him, when you left, he was your friend.
Lentini says he and some of Marshall's other friends are not surprised his son Matthew is charged in his father's death.
And I'm just hoping, and please don't tell me he was killed by being chopped up.
Lentini is still coming to terms with how such a great person could suffer so horribly.
Even though it's more like closure, at least to the family, for us it's a lot of pain.
And Joe Lentini, who you heard from in the story, is back inside here at Tubby's. He brought along some refreshments and comfort food to lighten the mood once again at one of Rick's favorite hangouts. We're live in Cape Coral. Adam Pinsker, Fox 4, in your corner.
4 in your corner learning more tonight about the woman arrested on gun charges. Young woman in connection with the Club Blue shooting. It killed 2 teenagers and injured more than a dozen others. 33-year-old Jasmine Barron, seen here in a previous mugshot, separate case in the past, is now accused of buying a gun that was found at the scene, and she's also accused of lying about it. 4 in your corner's Lisa Greenberg live outside of Club Blue in Fort Myers, where she's been trying to find out how investigators believe Barron got this gun. Lisa?
Well, Patrick, 2 years before he lost his life here at Club Blue, before this memorial was set up behind me in his honor, Sean Achilles was walking the streets of his neighborhood hoping to inspire people at a rally. I spoke with him then, and all he told me he wanted was to stop the violence. 2 years ago, at a protest in Dunbar, Sean Achilles, seen here in a blue shirt, held up a hot pink sign reading "Justice for Andrew Faust." Faust was a 5-year-old boy who was killed in a drive-by shooting. Achilles and his friends shouting the message of the rally.
Stop the violence, break the silence.
Sean was just 12 at the time. He never got to see the message ring true. 2 years later, at 14 years old, Sean would die in another senseless shooting. This one at Club Blue. 18-year-old Stefan Strader also died. Tonight, we're learning more about what happened that night. 33-year-old Jasmine Barron arrested, facing gun-related charges in the shooting.
One of the firearms that was recovered after the shooting at the Club Blue was purchased by Miss Barron.
Shell casings matching Barron's gun were sprinkled throughout the scene. Barron is charged with falsifying the forms used to buy the gun from Gunsmoke and Lead in Lehigh Acres by lying about her address. Michael Code with the ATF says they're not sure if Barron is directly involved in the shooting.
ATF has a slogan, "Don't lie for the other guy." This is where we have individuals that tell somebody or have somebody go into a gun dealer or a licensee and purchase a firearm, not necessarily for them, but for the person on the outside.
Barron was released on a $25,000 unsecured bond. I stopped by her home in Lehigh Acres. No one answered the door, but law enforcement is urging anyone considering buying a gun for someone else to remember the goal little Sean was trying to achieve for his community.
I don't want no violence in the neighborhood, so there's too much violence, so I want that to stop.
And ATF says the gun shops are supposed to verify the information that buyers put on those forms, and they're investigating to see whether this gun shop where this gun was bought will face any fault here. For now, reporting live in Fort Myers, Lisa Greenberg, Fox 4, in your corner.
A Fort Myers Beach firefighter arrested, accused of having a sexual relationship with a teenager.
Deputies are saying Stephen Raynert was having sex with a 14-year-old girl who had been under his care for a year. 4 in your corner's Adam Pinsker spoke with one of Raynert's neighbors, who says they are shocked. Adam?
Patrick, Amy, that woman very shaken up, as you can imagine. We talked to her earlier today. She says that she moved in, she's known the Raynard family since they moved into their Bonita Springs neighborhood about a year ago. What can you say about him?
Very, very nice man. I would never, ever suspect this. Like I said, I'm shocked.
That woman blindsided, learning her neighbor Stephen Raynard was arrested, accused of having a sexual relationship with a 14-year-old child, a relationship which investigators believe went on for the past year. Raynard and his family live on Serrano Way in Bonita Springs. A woman who answered the door at his home said Raynard wasn't there. She asked the public to let the justice process play out.
Well, he hasn't even been to court, hasn't even had a court hearing. It's all alleged.
The woman who lives closest to the suspect is concerned about how Raynard's arrest is affecting his family.
It's just really sad.
She's having a tough time with it?
Of course. They all are.
And Raynard was taken into custody without incident this morning by Lee County deputies. He has a court appearance scheduled for tomorrow morning on this charge. Reporting from Fort Myers Beach tonight, Adam Pinsker, Fox 4, in your corner.